Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the main card of UFC 190, and we are talking with returning guest Nick Kalikas from MMAOddsBreaker.com. And also joining us, brand new guest James Lynch. He's an MMA analyst, also with MMAOddsBreaker.com. Little Nog and Mauricio Shogun Rua, the rematch. Right now, Rua's minus 190 at 5 dimes. I'm seeing Nogueira plus 165 on the other side. Who's going to win this fight? Where's the value? I'm not exactly sure, but I am thinking that the over 1.5 rounds at minus 170 might be a good bet. I think this is going to be another exciting fight, another compelling fight that probably goes, if not the distance, deep into the second round or the third round. I think there's value there. Over 1.5 rounds, minus 170. James Lynch, do you agree?
I do. I think that this fight definitely could go the decision. You know, this fight is a lot closer than people are giving it credit for. I've seen a lot of people kind of already write off Little Nog based off his last performance against Anthony Johnson and the fact he has been very inactive, due to injuries and things like that. But, I do see Shogun really kind of playing it safe, just trying to get the win here. I mean, he is, 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He really needs a win here, and he's not an old guy. He's only 33 years old. So I just see Shogun really just going back to the old Shogun, trying to pick his shots, try and get out there and try and get a decision here. I don't think he's going to be too crazy. You look what happened in his last fight when he rushed things. He got knocked out by Ovince St. Preux. He's not going to try and do that here against Little Nog.
Exactly. Little Nog's a defensive fighter himself anyway. I think another, there's a lot of main card bets here that I think I'm really liking. And here's another one, over 1.5, minus 170. Nick Kalikas, before we hear where you open this line, do you agree over 1.5 minus 170 might be a bet with a lot of value?
Check out where I opened it exactly right now, over $185. So I opened it over 1.5 rounds, over minus 185. Yeah, I do think there's probably a little bit of value there. But you know what? The caution, though, I always got to throw a caution out there. You know that.
Yes.
I mean, they're both, again, on the decline a little bit. They've both been in so many wars throughout their careers. But I do think more than likely it does probably hit the second round or the scorecards as well. And we're probably going to see a very competitive decision. So, yes, there is a little bit of value on the over for sure.
Where'd you open this line? Where's the public betting it?
I opened it exactly minus 190 for Shogun, plus 150 for the dog and Nogueira. So, again, line margins kind of tighten up a little bit, and there's been some two-way action back and forth on this fiit, and I expect it to continue. I mean, this is going to be another balanced action fight. Whether the sportsbooks want it or not, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah. James Lynch, all I care about is from a betting perspective, and I'm sold on over 1.5 minus 170. You have anything else you want to mention about this fight? Possible betting value, a prop or something?
No, I pretty much just like the over in this fight. I think it's that competitive that I am going to pick Shogun in this fight, but I'm not confident enough to just play him straight, along those lines, or even parlay him. I think that we really don't know where either guy is. Shogun, the knock on him in his career has been what type of Shogun's going to show up. Is he going to be out of shape? Is he going to not look great? It's tough to say. And with that said, I feel very reluctant to bet Shogun in this fight, even though I do think he'll win. I don't see any value with Little Nog as a dog in this one. I'm just not sold. Hasn't fought a lot. Been very injured. 39 years old. He's 2-3 in his last 5, and it's just he hasn't looked great. So I like I said, the best bet I think is just the over in this one.
Really? And that was what you were going to say before the call, or did you just decide that after I said what I said? I like me. I like the over in this one for sure. I do see this fight going the distance, and I do see Shogun winning. I don't see Nog finishing him, or I don't see Shogun finishing Nog. Shogun doesn't have the type of power he used to. Nice. All right, there it is. James Lynch and I both came into this call liking the over 1.5, currently minus 170. Thanks so much, guys.